All right, April 20th, 8:45 a.m. This is a workshop on goal sharing. So, where we're at right now, it's important to know that uh, it is easy to get appointments. It is simple to sell the knives. And those are usually the two hardest parts of the position, which is getting people excited to, you know, open up their schedule to sit down with a representative, but everyone's home. So it's very easy to get them, so our customers are accessible. And then as far as spending money, well, all the money that they were spending on like eating out and going to get drinks and stuff like that money doesn't, they're not spending that right now. So, granted, some people are, maybe their businesses are getting hit, so they're not bringing in as much either. But at the same time, the price point of our product is so insignificant for the value that they get. So it's very easy. Like, this is probably the easiest climate that you will ever work in as far as when it comes to selling Cutco, as far as getting appointments and getting them to want to buy. The part that we need to work on, in my opinion, and why this workshop is so relevant, is learning how to sell yourself and getting a customer bought into you. Because when you sell yourself, they're going to want to do more business with you. They're going to want to do more business with you today, and they're going to want to give you more recommendations. So when you could enroll a customer to become your raving fan, that's what this workshop is. How do I enroll them to be a fan of me, to take me seriously, to lower the pressure, but increase the value, to lower the pressure and increase the value. And that's really what this workshop is. So we're going to watch a video. We're going to debrief it. We're going to discuss it. And I watched it this morning. I was like, maybe I'll just run a different workshop or, change it up or something like that. I'm like, man, I recorded this workshop. It's pretty good. It's pretty good content. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. So we're going to watch this together. I'll screen share, and I encourage you to take some notes.
All right.
So even though this video is of me, and even though this video is on a live demo, the content is still relevant. The content is still relevant. So let's go ahead. I'll screen share. I'll pull me up. And
on goal sharing. So I'll just do it live for you. And the first thing I want you to know is when sharing goals, the reason why you share them is so they take you seriously. And in order for them to take you seriously, you got to take you seriously. You got to understand there's a lot of benefits to you doing this job. So you want to make sure that you're sharing your goals with passion and enthusiasm and conviction. Not necessarily that you're from a position of need or scarcity or desperation, but from a position of desire and excitement and enthusiasm. So I'll show you a live version of what I would suggest the goal sharing to look like. And let's go ahead and dig in. So Ms. Jones, I'm here to show you Cutco, and I'm super excited to show you the product. Well, actually, before I open up the book, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to do this presentation with me. You have no idea how much this means to me. And I want to warn you, please hide your checkbook. Don't buy anything because of my goals or, why I'm doing this. But is it okay if I just kind of share with you real quick why I'm doing this, why I'm in your kitchen right now? So first and foremost, I just want to share my goals and let you know. So there's a couple things. First thing, I'm in this contest, this big contest called the SC2 Push. The SC2 Push is a region-wide contest. It's a competition where I get a chance to compete up against all the other students from Virginia down to Puerto Rico. And they have this big contest where if I hit my goal, and when I hit my goal, I get a couple of really cool things. Number one, I get on stage in front of 1,000 people introducing myself. The entire region manager, that's like my boss's boss's boss, will be there. And I get a chance to introduce myself in the microphone in front of 1,000 plus people. I'm very excited about that. I also get a hearty slicer, which I'm really excited about. It's one of our newer Cutco items, and that I plan on using that for my appointments to show more customers. And then once I'm done, when I go off to school, I'll probably give that one to my dad for his birthday. I also want to hit this 10,000 level. That's my really exciting level because that's going to get me a VIP night with the division manager. I want to get on his radar and I want him to know who I am. So I want to get this $10,000 level so that way I could get invited to this really fancy VIP night with all the best of the best, rubbing elbows. You know what they say, the business world's not what you know, it's who you know. So I want that level. I'll stick it in our drawing for free cash money, so that doesn't hurt either. And the big stretch level would be.
So just to pause. Now you might be look at this and you're like, well, I'm not in a big SC2 contest, but one of the things that I would say is create your own. You know, you create your own quantifiable goals and benchmarks of like numbers that you want to hit. How close are you to your next promotion? What are you know, how close are you to an annual goal? Do you have a monthly goal? Do you have a number? Is there a sales contest? What if you pulled up the campaign to date report for the division or for the office, and like you see where you're ranked, and it's like, I want to beat this person, or I want to finish in top 10, or I want to, you know, you show some numbers and standings of where you're at, and it's social proof of like people are buying Cutco from you, along with numbers that you're excited about.
Hitting the 15,000, and I'll get the champions reception at the conference. Behind like the red carpet treatment would be networking and meeting all the top level executives and all the best performers. Like some of these individuals, I know my goal is 15,000. They're going to sell 40, 50, $100,000 in 2 weeks. So learning from them, best practices, it would just be awesome. So I'm excited about some of these levels, and there's a couple high levels, but I'm not at that level yet to hit those, but that's what I'm working towards. So far, you could see this is where I'm at. And I've had a lot of people been purchasing Cutco for me so far, because with the biggest contest comes a lot of savings and discounts. And
you catch that? So with the biggest contest, or with this contest, comes a lot of big savings and big discounts. So a lot of people have been buying Cutco from me. See the framework here?
I'll tell you a little bit about those at the end. Another reason why I'm in your kitchen right now doing these appointments is because my long-term Cutco goal is to graduate from college as a 5-star recruit. I want to graduate college with options. So what that means for me, I'll have my degree, I'll have a really strong resume, and I want companies to come after me and interview me versus me going after companies interviewing to work for them. And I feel like developing self-confidence and communication skills and having a strong resume and having all these people, really nice people like you that I meet, if I'm very impressive during my college days, when I send an email out with my letters of recommendation and with my resume and with all my accolades, hopefully these people that I know would be nice enough to introduce me to more people who might be able to help me with my career endeavors. And my ultimate dream job is to do blank. I want to own some sort of private practice, or I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to, you fill in the blank of what you want to do as your career. My last goal is to meet 1,000 new people. And the easiest way to do that is through this business, because I do about 10 or 20 of these appointments each week. And each time I do one, I get introduced to like another 10 or 20 people. So by the time I'm done working with Cutco this summer, I will get introduced and recommended to about 1,000 people, which is really powerful for an 18-year-old kid. So I'm really excited about that. And a couple of the other goals.
So you catch this as far as some of the goals, how it's meaningful, right? Like how it ties in my short-term goals, my long-term goals, right? So this is what I want you to catch. We'll debrief here in a couple of minutes.
Is this letter of recommendation from the president and the CEO of the company. This is my only other letter of recommendation I have is from my senior guidance counselor and for my soccer coach. But this is from the CEO and the president of a $250 million international marketing firm. I'm really excited about that because it's personalized and it's hand signed, and it'll go right in my portfolio. And it also comes with a certificate of accomplishment, which I'm excited about as well. And I know I mentioned this one on the phone too, is the All-American Cutco Scholarship. This is where they actually give cash money, a cash scholarship to students like me, up to $100,000 a year. And it's only to the top performers. It's kind of like Girl Scout cookies, but for college kids, except you don't buy just to be nice, because Girl Scout cookies are like $5 and Cutco is like way more expensive. But most people do choose to get Cutco just because it's a really good product line that they fall in love with. And they usually do it today versus waiting till later, just because this contest period ends in a couple of weeks. So all I'll tell you.
You catch that phrase? A couple of those lines right there. I don't know if you caught that. It's like Girl Scout cookies, but for college kids, except you don't buy just to be nice. Because Girl Scout cookies are like really cheap. It's only $5, and Cutco is a lot more expensive. It's actually really expensive. But the reason why people buy Cutco is because it's a really good investment that's going to last a long time. That's a philosophy called lower the pressure, raise the value. Lower the pressure, raise the value. So it's really, it's a very powerful if you are able to pick out. And again, we'll debrief here in just a minute, but I just want you to kind of see, not just on the surface, like, yeah, that's a good phrase, but understand the concept of what am I getting accomplished? I'm lowering the pressure, increasing the value to buy. I'm creating urgency to buy. I'm creating an open mind to buy. I'm creating excitement for the presentation. I'm creating a social proof that people are investing in Cutco. They haven't even seen anything Cutco, and I'm 5 minutes into the appointment so far, and they're already in a frame of mind of like, huh, other people are getting this stuff. This kid's working really hard. I'll at least take the appointment seriously. Like, I'll at least consider, like, and we're only 5 minutes in.
Is if you decide to ever get Cutco, today would be the day. Because
again, there's another one of those phrases, right? If you were ever going to get Cutco, today would be the day, because
all of my goals I just shared with you, the most time sensitive goal that I'm working towards is earning an interview for the corporate management and leadership training that Cutco offers. It's called the Leadership Academy. And it's a corporate management leadership training for 8 months that will teach me life skills and money skills and how to balance my checkbook and how to own and operate a business and time management and goal setting and just everything that has to do with being an entrepreneur and being a leader. And it's a course, it's a curriculum for 8 months, and I would love to have the opportunity because in order for me to become a better version of me, I want to learn from those that are very good at what they do. And the individuals that run this course are either best-selling authors or self-made millionaires. And I'm really excited to learn from those people. So this is the most time sensitive. So essentially, the division manager is going to be interviewing the top 300 candidates across Florida, and only the top 125 will actually get accepted. I have to be at least at 10,000 in sales to get an interview, but most people are going to be at 15 or 20 or even 30 or 40,000 in sales. So what that means for you is, I'm not saying buy Cutco, of course, not because of my goals, but I'm saying is have an open mind. When looking at Cutco today, if you see some things you like, feel free to get it, because I'm not just some like knife salesman. I'm actually trying to make a difference for my future, and Cutco is awesome. It virtually will sell itself once you see it. Have you ever heard of Cutco before? No? Do you cook as you like to, love to, or have to?
So you catch that like transitions. Like, listen, I'm not saying buy because of my goals, but I am saying that by you doing it today, you're going to help me make a difference in my life, which is going to help me make a positive difference in my future and help other people. And so I'm not saying buy, but I'm saying just have an open mind. So that way you could see if you like it. And Cutco is awesome. Remember, lower the pressure, increase the value.
Have to? I'll promise you, you were going to love Cutco. It's going to get you in and out of the kitchen as fast as possible. I'll show you everything from the kitchen knives to the forks and spoons, to the pots and pans, to all the gadgets and all the gifts. Some people are the best discounts start as high as $1,500. People are upgrading their whole kitchen. Some people are doing
the best discounts start as high as $1,500. Great. That's again a framework of how expensive this is. If the discount is $1,500, I'm at, wow, how much does it cost? Some people are upgrading their whole kitchen. Some people are doing all their holiday shopping.
Doing Christmas in July and getting their holiday shopping done. And some people are just getting a set to start with. So whatever you decide, feel free to do it today. Just have an open mind. That's all I ask. Is that cool? And also, if you like me, introduce me to a bunch of people. Hopefully that's not too hard to do. Are you ready to have some fun today? So let me go ahead and tell you a little bit about Cutco. So the goal sharing concept, the philosophy that I'm doing for you right now is get excited and passionate about why you're doing what you're doing, and enroll them and invite them to be excited too, along with creating an open mind for them to take an interest in the presentation before you even start the presentation. Get them excited to see Cutco before they even see Cutco.
All right. So with that being said, what are some takeaways? That's why I love running these workshops. And I also love that my some of my best people are on this workshop right now. So you get a chance to learn how to run it. Because what am I doing? I'm literally watching a video of myself, pausing it every so often, be like, did you catch that? That was a good phrase. Did you see what happened there? I invite you to take some notes. and then we're going to debrief. Literally, that's all workshops are. And the more of these that we do, the more we're going to consistently and continually help more people on our team. So I don't know if Ashley is telling me stop or she wants to say something. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I want to say something. So I was doing the tying into the social proof. I was using the AM position, the Puerto Rico, and being able to operate the business. But like how you said, have social proof, like literally show like the list of how you're like your ranking. I thought that was really good. And then also before the video and the virtuals, I always say, oh, have an open mind. And then I say, not only would you be getting a great product, this and that, but you said some words there that basically tell them, oh, it's nothing. For example, like you get a discount for 15K, some get it for the holidays, and some are just getting sets to like start. So it's like, still like putting that in there.
Whole kitchen. Yeah, some people are upgrading their whole kitchen. Some people are doing all their holiday shopping right now.
Yeah.
And some people are just getting a set to start.
Exactly. So something I would definitely be adding to my demo.
Excellent. It's great. Let's go, Eric with the blue virtual hand.
Just some things I saw when I was goal sharing. I was all over the place with like school and Cutco and back to school, and the way you formatted it and talked about your Cutco goals, then your non-Cutco goals, and how these in the whole video, just the way you like start from start to finish, it like flows really nicely and it's not all over the place. So that's something I'll for sure like be sitting down and redoing myself.
Cool. I love that. I'm glad you caught that. And we'll go around and then I'll show you how to incorporate it with the actual virtual demo here in just a moment. Rochelle and then Davis.
I really liked how you kind of set the framework better for like taking Cutco more seriously, like how you included the 5-star recruit. And then also went into detail more on the TLA, like the people who run it are like self-made millionaires. They're going to give me like the best skills and I'm going to be able to be a 5-star recruit. That way, I think that sits a lot better than what I was doing before. And like Eric said, I felt like mine were all over the place. So this is like really a good framework for something to like have a better guideline of opening their minds and then creating the like $1,500 discount mindset and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you have access to the video, so you can craft and script something out. What's interesting enough is if I haven't done a demo in a long time, but I can do another goal sharing right now, and it's going to be pretty similar because I've done it so many times over and over and over again. So before we go to whoever was next, Davis and then Cass, this right here, this personal goals page that Jessica put together is really great. This is a really easy one that you could model hers, a little bit about me, why Cutco, and my 2020 goals with a couple pictures. I like that. That's an easy page that you could use. The other one is this one here, which is an older rep that I had. My past, my near future, long-term goals, hobbies, why I love my job, and how this appointment helps me. Those are a couple of another way that you can create a goals page. But you really want to make sure you have something that you're showing your customers. So when you're on this page, let me tell you a little bit about me. And this is what they're looking at. So they're looking at President's Club, All-American Scholarship Awards and recognition. But if you're using the Zoom screen share feature, then I could go, boom, pull up my goals page. I could also pull up some standings that I have all of them. I talk about them at the team meetings every week if you want any of those, You can pull up some standings and show where you're ranked, right? Those are a couple of ideas. But go ahead, Davis, and then Cass.
No, so I like the way you put in where like you lower the pressure but you increase the value. I really enjoy that. That's something that I'm gonna have to implement into my demonstrations. Along with that, the urgency you created throughout the whole goal sharing, which is honestly great. I usually just build rapport with them and don't really create that much urgency right at that moment.
Sure.
But that's something I'm gonna have to implement too.
Sure, good. You could rewatch the video, and this is obviously being recorded too with the debrief, so that's good. And I encourage you, take 30 minutes and script something out, craft something that you feel passionate about, that you feel connected to. In fact, I'll tell you right now, Jeff Gamboa at the SLDM tomorrow, it's only a 3-hour segment, but I'll tell you right now, he is going to give you some goal sharing tips. Like that sheet that I showed you, that has like the 4 things. He's the one that created that sheet and like created the concept of, that at least taught me, of long-term, short-term, and recommendation goals. So like how to tie all that together. And he teaches it fantastic. So if you're not, signed up and have that in your schedule from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. tomorrow, it's a really, good idea to have that in your schedule, because he's going to spend at least 30 minutes on goal sharing, I would say. Because it's that important of this, especially the new demo. And Cass, what would you say?
Yeah, so I love the urgency throughout the entire thing. Be passionate. I think that's really important. In the video is more just like fundamentals, making sure that you're grasping everything, but make sure that you're inspiring them with your goals and making them be like, wow, like I want to start doing something like similar like that, or something, or rather like you're gonna make them get up and move after the demo because you've inspired them so much. And that's what my customers have been telling me is like, wow, Cass, like that is incredible. But I've never, like Davis was saying, I really didn't create the sense of urgency in the beginning. And so I think that's extremely important. The only thing really that I was creating urgency in was the buy now bonus. And so I think that's really awesome that you can incorporate that in the beginning. But also what I'm going to do after this, before my demo, is script out a nice flow story about my goals. So I know what points I want to touch on that will kind of flow together, that won't seem choppy back and forth, because I'm sure we've all done it. We're like, what next? What else do I need to let them know about? So I definitely just like script that out. And so next time you just have it right in front of you, and that's what I'm going to do.
I think it's great. And I might even have some, I know Jeff, I don't want to take much away from him, because he has, like I said, a fantastic workshop. But he has a document. Maybe he'll give it tomorrow. But if he doesn't, I'll find it. But it's a scripted verbiage of how to tie a customer into the scholarship. It's a really, really good like document that he created, that you just read it, and it talks about how to get a customer bought into the All-American Scholarship for you as a student. So excellent. Cool. Well, I before I wrap up, I have an interview in 5 minutes. I just want to say, I'm really proud of you showing up this morning. I'm proud of you for taking the time out of your morning and out of your day to set you up for Magic Monday. The magic only really happens is if you create the magic, and I love what Cass said, is that, you could inspire your customer, but there's one person you need to inspire first, and it's you. So you got to think about that. I'll tell you, my alarm went off at 5:45 this morning. I didn't feel like getting up. You shit me. My wife came home. We were talking until about 1 a.m. last night, just catching up. So it's like, but I still didn't want to compromise my morning routine. So I still woke up. I still did my meditation. I still did my my workout. I still had my 2 hard-boiled eggs. I still, listened to a 40-minute podcast. I still was able to do all that and show up for this workshop. So that way I can be present for my day and know that I took care of myself. I took my cold shower. I even shaved, for crying out loud. Like, it's like crazy. And it's 9 o'clock. So when you could position yourself to win your day before 9, you're just going to bring so much more energetic to your customers and to your business and to your life and to your appointments, right? So if you want to check out the podcast, I sent it to our leaders chat. You can check it out if you'd like. While you're working on your goals, crafting some things, feel free to share some of that stuff if you'd like. Inspire each other. And tomorrow, like I said, as the sales leadership development meeting from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. with Jeff and Andrew, I know they're going to hit on goal sharing. I know they're going to talk about tying it into the scholarship. They're going to talk a little bit about Leadership Academy. They're going to talk about, what the Cutco through college model could offer. Some stuff you've probably heard, but by you hearing it over and over and again, you want to craft your own. So it's not like you're listening it to get it promoted to you, so you get excited about it. You listen to it to draw out what you want to say to your customers. So the more you hear it, the more you're like, ooh, I want to say that to my customer. They could get excited about that if they hear that. I get excited when I hear that. And just kind of keep that in mind. You're going to also learn the kitchen system, which is just how to present a set that's in between the homemaker and the homemaker and the signature. It just adds another step in the drop down. And he also goes over his advanced recommendation tips, which I think is really going to be helpful. So to kind of wrap up my segment here, when you start your appointment and you pull your customer up and you're building rapport, you're chit-chatting, they go to their site, this is what they see. They see this set of Cutco. This is where I would talk about you. I would talk about why you're working with Cutco, what a little bit about your background and all that stuff. And then I would screen share. So it'd be like, can I share my goals? Boom, you pull up your goals page and you share your goals page. And then maybe your standings and all that, and lower the pressure, increase the value for Cutco. And then when you have them click and you talk about this, that's where you tie them into President's Club and All-American, the scholarship, any awards and recognition, and any promotions you're looking to hit, how close you are to the next promotion, tie them in here. It's like the best discount start as high as $1,500. Some people will get, stuff for themselves. Some people are upgrading the kitchen. Some people are doing all their holiday shopping, but do you cook as you like to, love to, or have to? Have to? Oh, well, you're going to love Cutco. Go ahead and click the next slide. Then they're going to see this. What is Cutco? And Ms. Jones, I can't wait to show you this video. We're going to watch this video of what Cutco is. And have you ever heard of it before? Oh, you haven't? Oh my God, I cannot wait for this. So ready? We're going to go and watch this. Boom. And you could read all that and you transition to the video. You watch the video with them. You get hyped up during a couple of key parts. And then you transition and help them see the sets. Show them the sets. Get them fired up about why sets make more sense than pieces. And then when the video, you go through the different items that come in the set. Yes, yes, yes questions. Yes, 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 yes. Bunch of yes questions. And then you close and say in summary, boom, make sure you write it on paper, do the annotation, and then confidently ask them, would you like to buy? I mean, it's not really complicated, but if you do a really good opening, it's going to set you up. So when you close, it's like, remember I told you in the beginning, because my contest and everything, here's what I could do as a buy now bonus. Because of my contest, I can give you Blink for free. So obviously I'm really excited about my goals, and I told you about my deadline. So because of that, I'll do that today for you. I'll do that for you today. I'll do it next Friday. Well, I'd like for next Friday you to be trying Cutco out and thinking about it while you're using it, instead of waiting till next Friday to try it or like to make the decision. So why don't we make the decision today, so that way next Friday you could be thinking about it while you're using it. And if you're not satisfied for any reason at all, no big deal. Send it back, get a refund. But at least you're making a confident, comfortable decision today. If that set option doesn't work for you, no big deal. Let me show you something smaller. Boom, and drop down. Right? But we'll talk about that a little bit more. Thank you for your time. I appreciate